When I was in high school, I felt like a fish that was being told to climb trees, like all the other kids. I thought I was pretty smart, but my intelligence didn't always translate into good grades.
I mean, it's not a place for smart people, Jerry.
I was terrible at testing, and I hated having to memorize what to me felt like pointless info and then regurgitate it without really understanding what it meant. Sometimes I hated having to slow down so the class could keep up, and then when I was bored and doodling the class away, I missed what the teacher said. Sometimes I was the one who just didn't understand a concept, and so back then, I was labeled stupid. That sure left a stinging mark on my psyche.
Are you stupid or something?
Today, I know that I'm one smart cookie. I just didn't fit in with conventional schooling. I made it through school as a so-called mediocre student, got my diploma, and hit the ground running with my first startup. I'll show them, I thought. It wasn't until much later that I discovered that there are actually many types of intelligence, and my kind of intelligence was never tested in school. This is for you, if you can relate to feeling like a fish being told to climb a tree. As you can see, some fish can climb trees, but most can't, even though they're sometimes asked to, just for the sake of conformity. Intelligence isn't all about your IQ score, and here's why. See, IQ tests measure only a few aspects of intelligence, like reasoning, problem solving, and memory. But they don't measure creativity. They don't measure how you relate to people. They don't measure how motivated you are to achieve goals. And they sure as hell don't measure street smarts or common sense. In other words, tests don't measure how you deal with life, achieve goals, or find fulfillment. And if you aren't good at taking tests, you're not going to score high, even if you're the Einstein of your day. There are different kinds of intelligence, and since people love to classify and label everything, you've probably been lumped into one of these types. The first is linguistic intelligence, or the ability to use language to communicate and achieve goals. Do you find it easy to communicate verbally? Not many people can. The second is logical or mathematical intelligence, or the ability to analyze, solve abstract problems, and perform scientific investigations. Do you find it easy to look at a math formula and conceptualize what it means and how to apply it? The third is spatial intelligence, or an ability to visualize concepts in 3D and transform ideas into communicable concepts in physical structures or objects. Can you look at a blueprint and visualize the finished home in 3D? Fabulous. The fourth is body-kinesthetic intelligence, or the ability to use the whole body to solve problems, perform, or create.
Any more bright ideas?
I got a few. Yeah!
Are you one of those people who can't stop dancing? Can you find those impossibly tiny handholds on El Capitan? Are you a hand surgeon or a watchmaker? It's so cool. The fifth is musical intelligence, or the ability to compose, perform, and appreciate music. Do you always have a soundtrack running in your head? Does music make you cry or feel like you can soar above everything? How awesome is that? The sixth is emotional intelligence, or the ability to understand the desires and viewpoints of others, self-awareness, and the ability to respond, not react, to your emotions and other emotions. Are you great at reading people? Are you compassionate? Are you a peacemaker who is always looking for a win-win? We need more people like you. The seventh, naturalistic intelligence, or a deep understanding of the natural world, including fauna and flora, weather, and other natural phenomena. Do you have an innate understanding of our connection to the natural world and how all life is interconnected? With the global climate and pollution crisis, we really need you. But hang on, here's my problem with these classifications. I don't fit into a little box, and you don't either. See, most of us are dominant in one category, or maybe two or three. We definitely aren't 100% in one corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Even Einstein. Einstein was definitely logically and mathematically intelligent, but there was also a huge component of spatial intelligence which let him visualize ideas and concepts that went against current scientific wisdom. Let's unpack the 6 psychological signs that say you're highly intelligent. And you can't test for this. 1. You are insatiably curious.
This is a great time to be a curious person.
You always want to know more. You may have a passion for exploring different cultures, languages, food, or experiences. You may have dived into various hobbies, stuck with them for a while, and then moved on. You may love to take things apart to see how they work. You are drawn to books, atlases, maps, and anything that expands your mind. You never accept That's just how it is as an answer. You always want to know why, even if it lands you in trouble. Because you're so curious, you're more open-minded and willing to see other people's points of view. You tend to see shades of gray rather than black and white. 2. You're a sponge. You soak in an insane amount of information because you observe and you remember. Whatever catches your interest, you go all in, wanting to know everything there is to know about it. You notice the tiny details that other people miss, and you can put those details together to create a big picture. 3. You're resilient. You bounce when others go splat. Life isn't always simple. You have a knack for brushing things off, adapting to new situations, refusing to stay down, and coming out on the other end wiser, stronger, and better. You don't panic. You just get to work. You guide people through disasters with unshakable calm and confidence, even if you don't know what's ahead. 4. You talk to yourself.
See, here I am now by myself, talking to myself.
Research shows that talking things out, especially out loud, can help you focus better, think more clearly, and organize your thoughts and form associations. You hold internal debates and consider both sides to an argument. This makes you very good at solving problems. 5. You value solitude. You spend time in your own head, reflecting, visualizing, daydreaming, and brainstorming. You aren't antisocial. You just need alone time to think and create. None of this can be measured or even compared to other people. So there you have it, 5 signs that you're highly intelligent. Let me share a final bit of wisdom here. You might have heard that people only use 10% of their brain.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
That's absolute garbage, because the brain uses close to 30% of your physical energy, and the body doesn't waste energy on empty space and useless organs. What's really going on is that you probably just don't believe in yourself because you've been called stupid or average, when in reality, you're intelligent in ways that can't necessarily be quantified. So if you're a fish and you're being asked to climb a tree or ride a bicycle, show them how you can swim instead. Now go out there with your head held high, because you know you can master this game called life.
It's your game.